What's happening, guys? It's your girl Minna. Welcome back to my channel. You already know what it is. Big up to everyone locked in on this wonderful Thursday, joined here by the one and only Saeed. Bro, how you doing? First and foremost.
Yeah, all good, all good. The weather's depressing, but yeah, can't complain. Life is lifing, and yeah, we're just out here chilling today. Everyone's just waiting for the news.
Yeah. Everyone's just waiting for the news, and I think
Yeah.
a lot of people, journalists out there, just trying to be the first to kind of break stuff. But there's nothing significant in terms of news. There is a bit of transfer news, which we're going to talk about.
Yes.
About links for Manchester United players that they're linked to. But listen, someone said to me I'm a flip-flop the other day. Yeah. Someone said I'm a flip-flop.
Crazy.
For my opinions. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, yeah.
Of course.
Obviously, Tuchel, his camp is still putting out stories. I don't know if you saw this morning, but his camp is still putting out stories saying that he'll take the job if it's available.
Yeah,
and he
of
really wants the job.
course.
But do you think I'm not sold on Tuchel? There's no manager that will link.
I am ahead of Ten Hag, 100%. I'd take him. He's an upgrade on Ten Hag, 100%. Because you know what he'll do? At least he'll get us playing. It will be a stable club. We won't be leaking in goals. I don't think we might not be playing pretty football, but then again, he might be tailored towards this kind of a team. You know, this might suit him and his style. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I look at Thomas Tuchel and I'm like, at first it was a no-go. Absolute no-go. I was like, nah, no way. I ain't having this. You know what I'm trying to say? But at the same time, after that, I thought to myself, you know what? I think his CV is decent. You know what I mean? He's got a couple of trophies under his belt, Champions League notably, Champions League final PSG. So I look at him and I'm like, I don't think he's a bad option. Pochettino's a bad option. I think anyone else, Thomas Frank, they're bad options. But I don't think Thomas Tuchel is a bad option. I was fully against it a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, 2 months ago.
So what changed then?
But I feel like what's changed is that, A, obviously there's not many candidates around you. That's one thing as well. But also, B, is like, Ten Hag still needs to go. You know what I mean? He needs to go for me. And what people are doing is, they're also disrespecting Tuchel as well a little bit. Like, I get it. He's not whatever, but he's still an upgrade on Ten Hag. He is for me. He's still an upgrade. You know what I'm trying to say? Because at least you're getting a credible manager who's been in Europe, who as well, with Chelsea, I don't think they finished lower than third or fourth. You know, so it's not as if we're getting a manager we know we're going to get to like seventh or something or eighth. You know what I mean? We're going to get a manager that at least can compete. So, you know, is it the worst? But look at Chelsea, look at Tottenham. You know what I mean? Like, look at the caliber manager they got. You know, you're looking at Aston Villa got Unai Emery. Would you not? I bet you any money, a lot of United fans will say no to Unai Emery.
I don't think they would.
They would. I'm telling you now, they would. Because they're like, oh, well, what he did at Arsenal, what did he do at Arsenal? But everyone just looks at certain situations, I'm like, relax, you know? So,
you know, the biggest thing for me, like Thomas, I look at you, you're right, the candidates out there, they're not really they're not really, from time, no disrespect, but a company can go to Bayern Munich. That kind of says it all. And he was like their 15th choice manager. Erik Ten Hag has 1 year left on his contract. Yeah. Now let me present this question to you. Let me present this question to the audience as well, to everyone in the comments, because this is where my kind of logic and my thinking is coming from.
Yeah.
Erik Ten Hag has 1 year left on his contract. If a new manager comes in this year, do you think he's going to make a bigger difference next season than what Erik Ten Hag would do? In comparison, so say next summer there's more managers available, or INEOS are in a better suited position. You know,
are they going to be available?
I don't know, because there's question marks flying around on top of INEOS. Like people are looking at INEOS right now and asking questions. Like, they've only been here for what, 6 months? Like, officially they've been here for like 4 months. But they're you know, they've been around for a couple of months before that, obviously, when they were getting the contracts and everything sorted out. I'm seeing people flip on INEOS. Like, INEOS have turned around and said people can't work from home, employees can't work from home anymore. They're offering voluntary redundancies. On top of that, you know, they're saying, you know, we ain't got the money to be spending this summer, so we have to spend, you know, budget is kind of tight. And I will say, with INEOS, of course, they have a summer transfer window to kind of win the fans over. But the fact that they still haven't come to a decision yet, makes me think that there's some sort of divide in the camp. I think there's some sort of divide.
You know, for me, yeah, when I look at first of all, INEOS, yeah. Listen, I don't know why everybody's now flip-flopping on football structure. Everybody wanted football structure. The whole United fan base were like, we need football structure. We need it. We need it. Why are we not getting it? And all of a sudden now, people can't trust their decision. I'm not, listen, people think that I'm going to be INEOS out if they lose. I was doing it tongue-in-cheek, innit? I remember I said it a couple of weeks ago, if they keep Ten Hag, I'm INEOS out. But that was more tongue-in-cheek, yeah, just laughing around here. But the way people are now panicking, yeah, like, I'm calm about it all. If they keep him, yeah, which I don't think's happened. I think he's gone, by the way. He's gone.
But what makes it so certain that he's gone?
Because you wouldn't wait this long. You wouldn't. You would have said, yo, we're keeping him.
I think it's because they ain't got the candidate that they want. That's why they're waiting this long.
Well, it could be as well. It could be. You know what I'm saying? But then again, you keep him one more year. You got to give him a contract. Give him a contract.
You don't have to, because I think he's got a 1-year option as well. He's got a 1-year option. Yeah, he's got a 1-year option.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure he's got a one. I was reading on The Athletic that he signed a 3-year deal with 1-year option.
Becomes Man United manager.
Come, let me look at Man.
Yeah, confirm that, because I'm sure he got a 3-year deal.
Yeah, I told you, Ten Hag. He's got a contract, a 3-year contract with 1-year option.
Oh, 1-year option. Okay.
So he signed originally a 3-year plus 1 year.
Okay. Cool.
So he could stay past the point of, you know.
Yeah, but then also if it's his last year and then he's not feeling like the relationship's getting a bit, he could also want to leave in his own kind of right. He's got the control as well, because then he can choose or decide whether to stay.
No, but he could have chosen that when Bayern Munich were apparently sniffing around for him and other clubs.
Yeah, but were they really sniffing around? I don't know. But
Ajax wanted him back.
Yeah, Ajax did want him back, to be fair. But my thing is, yeah, I know what I'm going to get next year. Do you think magically this manager changes in the way he plays, his style of play? I think we might win a trophy, but I still think we're going to go through the same level of stress. We're going to go through the same level of kind of inadequate football, the way we're playing football, like the way there's a lack of control. I still think we're going to see all of that next year, for me personally. So I know what we're going to get next year. That's why I'm so adamant to get him out.
Do you think he's not going to change his playing style? Because you know, reportedly Jason Wilcox is going to pick the way that United plays, right? And the manager has to adhere to that. Now, don't you think in the last 3 games of the season that there was a sudden shift in the way that United played? Don't you think that tactically there was a change?
I think that, but then
I don't know if I can't say it's down to INEOS, but it seems like it's down to something that has been said. Now we can only really predict it next season. You know, once the season starts, I think it's easier for us to kind of judge whether the playing style has changed under the manager, etc.
Okay, let's go for them 3 points. Let's go for them 3 games. The first one against Arsenal. What did you expect from the Arsenal game? Everyone expects to be pragmatic, right? No,
I'm talking about sorry. When I say 3 games, last 2 Prem games, FA Cup. That's the games that I'm talking about. But even the Arsenal game.
Yeah, but the Arsenal game though. I mean, so the game, first one everyone was talking about was the Sheffield United game. I mean, come on. If we're using Sheffield United as a
Newcastle game, Brighton game.
Okay, Newcastle. But then I'm not gonna lie to you, Newcastle, we could have got beat. You know what I mean? Like we could have got. They had chances. I don't know if I watched a different game to people in Newcastle. The Newcastle game was 50-50. I thought they had chances.
I'm not saying it was complete dominance, but I'm saying that the way that we set up was different to pretty much everything we saw throughout the entire season, right? That's the argument.
Amrabat was a good example of just having someone there to basically shield the defense. You know, that was something. I don't think it's like, wow, we shifted. Yeah, I get it, but that should have been the norm anyway. We should have been able to have that balance of when to attack and when to not attack. Because it's been so vastly attacking football, we then have to see, oh, you know what? We got beat 4-0. Right, okay. This is it now. Stop. Maybe Jason Wilcox said, yo, brother, we need to stop conceding goals here. What's going on? Like, can you be a bit more defensive? Can you know? And then obviously, Amrabat comes in and whatnot. But then also, let me ask you a question. If we had Maguire available, and would we have seen Amrabat play? You want to see Casemiro play, right?
Yes or no? But it's one of them ones where would Casemiro have, if Maguire was available, the question is, would Casemiro have played in DM?
No, he would have played.
I don't think so. Because if the manager can drop him, if the manager can drop him for a cup final, this is, by the way, your most experienced player when it comes to finals, right? That's your most experienced player. If he could drop him in a cup final, having just played him out of position for the last 3-4 games.
Though. Without repercussions. You're not as if you're dropping Casemiro for nobodies. You're dropping him for Varane, which is one of your options in there.
No. He dropped him FA Cup final. He dropped him for 100%. He didn't drop him for Varane. He dropped him for Amrabat.
I get that. But then also you got to remember, like, Amrabat was going into good form. So I think he probably thought in his head, I want Amrabat in there regardless of whatnot. And 100%, I think Casemiro was probably pissed off. But I also look at it from the point of view of, if Maguire was available, I still think we would have played Casemiro in the middle, and then we would have been playing the same level of football. So I don't know. Sometimes you dealt with the situation you're in, you know? So I feel like a lot of people are looking into them 3 games a lot. They're kind of looking into them like, but he did change his style. He changed his style when we lost them games in November. We reverted back to a pragmatic style against Liverpool. We reverted back to pragmatic style against a couple of teams. I think it was Tottenham as well. There was a couple of teams where we just sat back off them. So he can do that, you know. When his job is on the line, have you noticed? He always wins that game, or he always turns into this defensive team. He always does this. He's done this all season. And I'll show you games where he's done this.
My biggest issue, like I have, people say I sit on the fence, but I have issues with Ten Hag, and I understand some aspects of what he's going through, right? But I think for me, coming towards the end of the season, Amrabat only getting a run of games towards the end of the season, and Amad Diallo, not even get. It's crazy that Amad Diallo didn't even get a sniff in the final. I mean, we didn't really need him. No, we didn't really need him in the final. But I do think that had anything needed to change, like if United were chasing a goal, I think he would have come on. But the fact that Soufiane Amrabat had to wait till the end of the season to get a fair run of games, and he even said it in an interview. I think it was like the last game of the season. A commentator was asking him, interviewer was asking him, like, "Oh, like you've played really well the last couple of games," and he was like, "Well, you get a run of games and you play well, like surprise, surprise." Like it's basically maths. It's basic maths. 1 + 1 = 2, and for me, that's just the inconsistency with Erik ten Hag. And I remember we talked Ajax a lot on United View. They were saying that when he was at Ajax, Ten Hag has his 14, 15 players that he likes to play, his starting 11 and his 3 or 4 subs, the regular subs that he has. But in the Premier League, I think that cannot survive. I don't think that can survive. I don't think a 14-man, 15-man squad, you're going to run your team in the ground. But just taking a step back from all of this, and especially with like the situation with INEOS still making a decision. It's been nearly a week since the FA Cup final. He's obviously on holiday. Erik ten Hag's on holiday with his family, etc. I think INEOS don't know what they want, because there's reports out there suggesting that they're consulting senior players at the club. I'm sorry, but senior players, there's reports. There's reports saying that they're consulting senior players at the club to get their opinion on the situation. I'm sorry, but that's not, in my opinion, you know, some people might argue and say, you know, that's how you keep a working environment healthy. But I don't think
that's crazy. That's crazy. It's like Fergie. I don't want Fergie getting involved as well. I want to ask Fergie for his advice on the managerial situation, because he will say back the manager, or, you know, keep everything that's happening. Like, he, for me, has been consulted too many times. Let him relax and retire in peace, you know? So I look at it from my point of view of they for me have sacked this manager. I've got it in my head, and I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not going to pull down on it. I think they sacked this manager. They are just now working on basically, you know, how to basically pronounce. And also, they've waited till everything's calmed down. They would not have sacked him after the FA Cup final. That would have not been logical. Why would you sack a manager straight after the FA Cup final? They didn't want to repeat what Glazers did to Van Gaal, you know, when they sacked him straight after in the press conference. Yo, your job is over. Like, they didn't do that. So they did it in a way where they said, you know what, we'll give her another week. It's been a week nearly since the final, and maybe they announce something over the weekend. You know, it is a quiet weekend this weekend, apart from the Champions League final. You know, the football season is over.
Imagine they announce something on Saturday. Like, imagine that. Everyone's busy talking about Champions League, and they're like, you know what, let's just slide some news.
Let's overshadow it.
Yeah, let's just put some, or on Sunday, or, you know, on a quiet day.
Sunday, I'm in London.
You might have it. You might if Eric Ten Hag
Sunday, I'm in
stays.
London in a charity event in the Leighton Orient Stadium. So like,
Is that Sunday or Monday? Is that Saturday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Is
Which
it?
one is that? Is that the children of the Gaza
Lewisham
one?
Mosque.
Oh, Lewisham Mosque. Oh, okay, cool. There's their charity games this weekend. There's the children of Gaza.
I'm not going to the match for Palestine. No, I'm not going to that one. You go to that one?
No. I'm going Champions League. So I can't go to that. And there's the Beta Squad and AMP.
Yeah, London's gonna be crazy this weekend.
Charity games this weekend in London.
Yeah, hella charity games. So I look at it from my point of view of if they announce it this weekend, it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be mad.
I don't think they will, but the reason there is reports today. Again, we were speaking about it before, but there is reports saying that they're coming to a decision at the end of the week. But I don't really know how true that is.
Keeping everyone in limbo, though. You know, they are. You know what I mean? Regardless of the situation, yeah. Like, I feel like for me, if they keep Eric Ten Hag, yeah, I'm not necessarily going to be angry. Well, I might.
Will you support him?
I support United. I don't support managers. I don't support players. I support United.
So no, but will you support him in terms of wanting him to succeed?
Of course, I want Man United to succeed. So that means
Ten Hag. No. I'm asking you about. Ten Hag. I'm not asking you about.
I'm not changing the way I feel about a manager, but I support United. I don't go to games wanting United to lose. I don't. So
will you feel like he? Will you? So if they choose to keep.
If you win the Premier League, then I'm Ten Hag in. Other than that,
that's the standard, sir.
There you go.
Like the finishing line for you is very far right now. You're saying Premier League.
I've set the bar so high that
you set the bar very high. He can,
for me, I just know
he can't win you over.
No, he can't win me.
I've
said what I've got to say. I've seen what I've got to see, and for me, I've been right about Ole. See you later. I've been right about Mourinho. He left.
You know, a broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go, man. I've been right, man. So my eyes don't lie. You know what I mean? I'm not Ten Hag out because of trophies. I'm Ten Hag out because of I don't feel satisfied with the way I'm seeing my United play. The football ain't great. So what are we watching? Like, football's about satisfaction. It's about enjoyment. You know? Yes, it's about trophies. And yes, it's about results. But it's also, you know, it's not about finishing 8th. It's not about having the worst losses, you know, any manager in the Premier League has ever had under Man United. It's not about having -1 goal difference. Like, what are we doing here? You know? I feel like the standards are just so low. Yeah, he won it. He won the trophies and whatnot. But come on, man. Like, you can't forget that season. I just can't. For me, the trauma, the reality of what happened, and a lot of people are putting it down to injuries. It's a cop out. Injuries, the injuries we've had, yeah, people don't put into context the injuries. We've had the most injuries, but we've not had it for the most length in time. We're I think 4th or 5th in that list. So we've had the most injuries, but in terms of the length of time players have come back, we're not the highest in the league. So
what about consistent, like not consistent, but reoccurring injuries? Because a lot of players who have got injured this season, they've got injured injured multiple times.
But then again, I could blame the manager for that, for the training methods, for the lack of rotation.
Let me be devil's advocate for a second, but United sent Reguilon back in January.
Yeah.
At the advice of the medical staff, because they said that Luke Shaw would be back in time, Malacia would be back in time. Would you still put that on the manager?
I wouldn't put that fully on the manager, but I also would say that, you know, you'd be naive to be like, yo, I don't need Reguilon when I look at Luke Shaw's injury history. You know,
no, but he's just going off of the advice of his medical team. Like, I
get it. But again, I blame the medical team first and foremost. 75%, I blame the medical team. But I also, we're 6th on the list. Exactly, Roderick. We are 6th on the list in terms of injuries. You know that.
That's still big out of 20 teams in the league.
But then Chelsea finished above. Chelsea had they had
they had a lot of players missing.
They had the whole bench for like 3-4 weeks. They had no senior players, but yet they have finished 6th. Yeah, they haven't won a trophy, which is fair enough, which we're going to dunk on them, and they're in the Conference League, but ultimately, they made sure they finished higher than us. That's crazy. So, I get it. The medical team are shambles. They need to be sacked. But also, you know, I look at the mishap in terms of Ten Hag's training methods, you know, being too intense. And next season, if you thought this season was bad, Oh my God!
But you're gonna put your faith in him because
next
you're
season
putting
when he
your
doesn't
faith.
rotate in the Europa League. Okay,
Nah, he's
say
gonna.
no
I
more.
think he'll be advised because you're putting your faith in the
Nah,
football structure. You're putting your faith in the football structure, right, for them to make the right decisions. So if they choose to keep,
but they don't control him to make the formations though, and the team. That's down to him.
Well, if they control the playing style, I think they indirectly kind of control the players that will play because they're bringing in the players, etc.
Yeah,
you know, they're going to be bringing in. It's reported that they're going to bring in the players. Like the manager can request positions but cannot request specific players, which, you know, they're already looking to move on Anthony. Like on the topic of moving players on or going for players today, I don't know if you saw multiple reports linking Trevor Chalobah to Manchester United for 25 million. My thoughts on that. I think Trevor Chalobah's all right, but I don't think he's the kind of player that Manchester United need, number one. Number two, I think we need to stop helping Chelsea financially. They have their financial issues that they have to... I'm still traumatized from Mason Mount. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm still traumatized from signing Mason Mount for 60 million. I think they will definitely try to get a lot more for Trevor Chalobah, especially that's 100% profit for them. That's an academy kid. But even like...
I think he's not as bad as what people think. But for me... he's not someone that we need first choice centre back first. Then we can work out the nitty gritty. But I don't think he's someone that I'd be confident going straight into the team. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, we should go and get Tosin. Then we should go and get, I reckon, at least one more centre back. I think we need 3 centre backs, I'll be real with you. I need to see Lindelof go. We were doing on playback yesterday, we were doing sell, loan, or kind of keep, and we said that we keep Maguire for 1 more year, basically because he's a squad player in it. And I don't know, I'd rather get rid of Lindelof and get rid of Evans. Don't re-sign Evans as well because he's been injured a lot this season. So
I would keep Evans. I think you need one experienced professional in that back line, bro. Lisandro Martinez, he's got that dog, he's got that. He's a libah, as Somalis like to say. He's a lion, but you need that experience. We've lost Varane. You can't tell me the most experienced. You can't tell me the most experienced player in the back line, leader, after flipping.
I think we need to move on now, man.
Lindelof,
I think it epitomizes everything that's wrong with this football club, man.
There's nothing wrong with having... I don't think there's anything wrong with having a player like Johnny Evans on a 1-year deal. Listen, he wasn't meant to play this year. He wasn't meant to play. He came in to just...
It was an experiment, but let's just move on now, innit? Like, let's move on with this sentimental kind of situation of, let's just give Evans a new contract because he's a good servant. Like, come on, man.
I'm not saying he's a good servant. I'm not saying, but you need this kind of personality in a dressing room, bro. You need it. You need it. You look at the back line right now. No, let's look at the back line.
You needed Varane to stay. That's what we needed, yeah.
I wanted Varane to stay, but if Varane ain't staying, and it's very unfortunate. The kind of teams I'm seeing him linked to. I'm seeing him linked to teams in Saudi Arabia that have just got promoted.
No. Where you hearing that from?
Way. Wallahi, I saw it on social media. I don't know how true it is. I don't know how true. The source is a bit...
job.
No, but he himself said that when he leaves Manchester United, he will only go play... He only wants to play for Madrid, United, and Lens. He doesn't want to play for any other European team.
Oh, that's what he said?
That's what he said. If he ever leaves Manchester United. Because his loyalty runs that deep to the clubs that he's played for. So I think you look at... right now we have Lisandro Martinez, Lindelof, Maguire. That's the 3 most senior players in our centre-back. If we bring in Branthwaite or we bring in Tadibo, I'm sorry, but we need a seasoned professional. I'm not saying he has to stay. Or he has to play consistently. This year, I don't think his plan was to play. I think he just came to do 1-year contract and retire after that. Instead, they had him doing laps on the pitch because there was an injury problem. I think United need some sort of experience. In the team, and we don't really have it. We don't. Who's the most experienced player in our team right now? It's Casemiro.
Bruno Fernandes, isn't it?
And then after that, it would be Bruno, and then Marcus Rashford.
Luke Shaw's meant to be this, experienced player, man, but he's never there to be the experienced guy. So it is true though. I get what you're trying to say, but at the same time, I just look at it from my point of view of Ineos need to come in with a fresh mindset that, you know what, we're not keeping, like, look what they're doing with the staff, they're making them redundant and what they're trying to keep this cold mentality of, you know what, we're just going to do things and we ain't going to be bothered by sentiment and we're not going to be worried about other people coming and having their say. They're just going to be like, you know what, nah.
I don't think they're trying to be like cold-hearted. I just think they're trying to cut costs where they can.
Yeah,
I think they're trying to make savings financially. Like, we're talking about the Glazers being Scrooges with their money. I genuinely think these lot are going to be, you know, within that same reason, especially for the first year or two when they're trying to fix the financial mess that has happened over the last 10 or so years. They're going to be cutting corners. I saw apparently employees were pissed off that Speed got to go to the
I know.
the celebration event, the celebration party.
You know what it was though? I don't get like who was invited to that and how, like, you know what I mean, people got involved. Like,
so he got invited. Apparently, he was Garnacho's invite. Every player gets to invite someone.
Oh,
and apparently Garnacho invited him, so he's allowed to come. He's earned. He's there.
There you go then. So he's got his invite. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's there for a reason. But it looks like Ineos.
West Ham are signing players, man. What's going on? We're not even signing anyone. What's going on?
What are you talking about? I don't know if you saw, but Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know how credible that is. You know, I'll be real with you. Like,
I've seen quite a few reporters saying it. Of course, it's the Mirror, so I take it with a pinch of salt.
But also the Mirror. Did they say that on the website or did they say he tweeted it? Because I've not seen anything.
It's an article.
I'm glad he's going there. I think it's too soon for us to be getting Sesko. We need someone that's a bit more experienced for me personally. But then again, I can't lie. I like this Zerkikin, man. You know what I mean?
You just contradict yourself.
I know.
But you're saying you like
Zerk. But you know what it was? You know why it's changed? Yeah, I think it's two things. I wanted Tony, so I wanted that experience in Ivan Toney. But I also feel like for me, Ivan Toney's stocks are quite down. You know what I mean? They are quite down at the minute.
Isn't that a good thing though? That means he'll be cheaper.
Yeah, but then again, you know what I mean? You need to see some little bit of form in it. You know what I'm saying? But
no, but it could be low risk, low reward. I don't know how much he would go for. I don't know Ivan Toney. I remember the price tag that it was 70-80 million.
I wish, but we're not getting Isaac. We're not on that category yet right now. I can't lie to you. Like, I don't think we're making big money signings this summer. We're not making big money.
They said that the cash budget is 35 million, and anything more than that is going to be from sales, which I think they will offload a bit. Why are you laughing?
All right, we're finished. We're finished. If that's the case, yeah, we're finished.
They say it's rumored. You know, last year, remember they were saying United had 50 million to spend, and they ended up spending nearly 200 million. So you always take it with a pinch of salt. But I do think with Ineos, they're trying to. Well, I think they're trying to cut corners.
I would get Depay on a free as well.
Memphis Depay.
Yeah, on a free. Yeah. Right age as well.
For me, it's like don't go back to a player that already had a spell at the club.
You think that? You don't think it could be a good option though?
No, because right now, if the idea is having a fresh start at United, why are we going back to players that we've already had in the past? That never worked out in those kind of moments, in those situations. Even though it was like many years ago. Even with João Felix, we've been linked to a move for João Felix. Imagine that. I think it was just a direct swap.
He's the ultimate, kind of luxury player. You know, I feel like for me, he's someone that you have to build a system around. I'm not sure if United at this minute can afford to do that. I really don't. Where are we going to play him? You know, and that's the question. He's not going to get ahead of Bruno. You know, he's not going to head of other players. He's just not. You know. But I think for me, you don't think about Depay though. He's happy to be a squad player. That's one thing. We need options as well for Europa League as well, because he's going to be playing Thursday night. And also, if we did play two up front, which I think is possible, him and Højlund could work. You know, they did it with Griezmann. You know, it could work. It could work. But then I still want another striker on top of that as well. You know.
So because Memphis Depay is available on a free. I think the free agency market is not too bad.
We shouldn't just be replacing Martial. We should be replacing Martial also, but then someone should have came in with Martial and Højlund. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So my like stuff is in the building, bro.
Depay and Felix talking 2024. I can't lie. I just don't see, like, if I'm trying to buy into this ideology that INEOS are feeding us right now. This whole no players under 25, no Galacticos, no big transfers for players. João Felix, I think, goes against all of that. I think he goes against he's going to cost money in terms of wages. He's definitely going to cost. He's going to cost money. I think Memphis Depay will cost money. I think Memphis could go Saudi and make a living. I genuinely think that if he wanted to, I think he could still play in European football. In terms of strikers, I think Ivan Toney is the best to complement Højlund. I genuinely think Manchester United need a Martial kind of spec.
That's what I'm saying.
When it comes to the type of striker that you're playing with.
We need a technical striker as well. We got a more, I would say, PMP kind of guy with Højlund in it. You know what I mean?
Højlund is not PMP, bro. He's not PMP.
No, he is. When you look at pace,
he's not PMP.
No, but the thing is, we haven't used him well though. But the thing is, this is the problem. When you look at Højlund, he's all about running in behind. He's not a hold-up player. So when he gets off a player and he runs, for me, I think he is, because the way he uses his pace and his power to go run past people, I've seen that in him. Go and watch the goals that he scored. Yeah, I'm not saying the ones that he scored. Champions League goals.
The last few goals he scored now.
That is Højlund. He's got the power in the running. He's got the pace. He's got, bro. He just, for me, don't tell him to hold up the play. Don't tell him to hold up. If you tell him to hold up, I
don't think his hold up play is not that good. Just because
he's rubbish.
I feel like his physicality, I think he struggles with the physical duels. I think he struggles with the physical duels. You lot are getting on to me because I said that Højlund is not PMP.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're getting on to me in the chat because I said Højlund is not PMP. I just think, for me, PMP is, I don't know who to describe. What kind of strikers can I describe as PMP? When I think of Højlund, I think he has some technical ability, not to the level of Martial. I don't think his hold-up play is good. He's not good with aerial duels. But I think that he's more than just pace and power. Just because I've seen him getting bodied. I've seen him getting wrestled. I've seen him getting literally struggling in physical duels, which is why he struggles in hold-up. Now, if we were to say he's the kind of player that is good at 1-2 running in behind, okay, cool. But I think he needs a player like Ivan Toney, or I would have loved to see him with Martial. I would have loved to see him with Martial, because I think that link up would have been good if Martial played as the second striker that kind of linked Bruno and
I don't think INEOS are looking at a sort of player like Ivan Toney. Like, I think that would have been a manager. That would have been something that I think we would have discovered last year. I don't think, for me, especially with Wilcox, I don't think he's looking at that sort of player. I think they're looking at for the young, up and coming, you know what I mean? Like a Zerki, like a maybe, I don't know, we're not in for Sesko, but if we are in for Sesko, then fair enough. But Zerki, who else is out there that they could potentially look at? You know, young strikers, anyone that you know?
There's that Edwards kid, Sporting, I think, but I haven't
he's
seen
not strike. He's a winger.
He's a winger, but I haven't really seen anything cemented. I haven't really seen any talk about United.
Jonathan David, maybe. Yeah.
I haven't seen much. They probably want Evan Ferguson. I don't think Evan Ferguson. He's got injury issues right now.
Man said Mateta, you know. Mateta, listen, he's got his purple patch, so we'll see what happens with him, man.
I haven't seen much about strikers in terms of positions for next season. I think a big part of it depends on the manager, because I think if the manager requests to have a new winger, you know, say Marcus Rashford leaves, I've seen Arsenal fans talking
about
Rashford.
Sell him. We need to get him sold, man.
No. Would you sell him to Arsenal?
If they offered 100 million or 120, then I would, but I don't know. Watching them love Rashford would also be mad as well, because then they'd be in your face every week. If it's a PSG, but PSG don't want him, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Let us know in the chat, guys. If you lot would sell him.
But you know what it is, though. Arsenal. I don't think he's gonna leave anyway. Like, we're doing too much. We're doing too much.
I don't think.
I don't see him leaving. I really don't see him leaving. Manchester United. I really don't.
Big up to Donald with the super chat. I saw you trolling on another channel earlier. It says, Wagwan Miss Mina. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum salam. Proud of you. Big up. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe if you've just come through. Not far from 4K. If you want to join
come on. 4K.
If you want to join the membership club, you can. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content as well. You get to support the growth of the channel. If you've got any questions, if you've got any comments for me and Saeed to debate, you can send in super chats with them, and we can debate that live. Back to managerial
Donna is everywhere.
Donna's everywhere. Donna is everywhere. Let me see what people are saying about actually Arsenal. But yeah, people are saying 100 million. Absolutely, no to Arsenal unless it's over 100 million. Imagine Marcus Duncan on us. Nah, not to an English team. Yeah, that's where I stand with Marcus Rashford. If he was to get sold, which I don't know if he will go, I wouldn't sell him to an English team personally. I can't bear the thought of seeing Rashford in the Premier League. I can't do that. And if he genuinely is what he says he is, that he's United through and through, I don't think I don't think he would actually want to go back to some managerial talk, because of course it's not a stream if we don't talk about the manager. What does Ten Hag have to do next season if he stays for you to feel like, okay, this is something I can get behind? And don't say some outrageous stuff about winning a Prem.
I told you not win the league. You know what
I'm
saying?
He's already said that that United are competing for top 4 next season. He's already said it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's so bad, you know, man. That is so. Third season in, yeah. That shouldn't come out your mouth, man.
But he's won 2 trophies. Like, just to be devil's advocate, he's won 2 trophies. So doesn't that give him? Does that buy him a little bit of time? Does that buy him a little time?
Nah, not really. To be honest with you, no, doesn't buy him time. You know what I mean? He should be. Listen, we're a big club, man. You know what I mean? I think everybody forgets this. We're a big club, you know, and we don't really act like one in it. And that comes down from the previous ownership. It even comes down to mentality of the fans as well. You know, the fact that we put ourselves in these kind of low, you know, top 4 again. It's just, for me, it's almost an excuse to say, you know what? You know what I mean? We'll be circling around 6th, 7th next season. And then by the end of it, we'll try and get to top 4. Like, come on, seriously. Or let's wait for this team to win this. And I'm just tired of top 4 races, man. You know what I mean? And it might be where we are right now, and you have to be realistic. I get it. But I just think, for me, for you to say that right now, at this time, especially towards the end of the season, it just kind of makes everyone believe, yo, but this is it. This is what we are. Like, he should be, at least, I said it in the second season, he should be playing a brand of football that will be kind of looking like, you know what, this is the sustainable football we can play. He hasn't even done that, Mino, when he deep it. Like, he hasn't even played.
Because I think I'm the opposite with you. I'm now at a point where the style of football doesn't bother me more than the results bother me. The results, crazy. No, hold on, let me land. The results bother me more. The manner in which United lose bothers me more than
the style of play.
You're telling me, yeah? Let me ask you, because football, bro, is about results. It's about points. It is. But you're telling me, hypothetically speaking, this season, say Bournemouth game.
But you're going like it's Mourinho.
No. Hold on. Let me land. Bournemouth game or Nottingham Forest, any game we've lost this season, are you telling me you'd have been okay with that scoreline of losing if there was a style of football and United were passing through the line?
I don't think we'd get beat like that if we had a style of football, though. So I don't think we would. I don't think Bournemouth would beat us if we were playing a very, very good style of football. I don't think they would. Why is it the better you play football, like I said to you, if you're a big club that has quality as well, we're looking at Brighton and them team, they just don't have the quality. We have the quality. You're telling me Brighton Football Club, yeah, quality for quality, and we're playing a style of football that we can play, they're going to beat us? No. Because we stooped to that level and we sat back and we played this 3-1-6 formation. That's what happened. They destroyed us. So I look at it from my point of view of it is about results, but I think for me, we're just kind of skipping over that. The fact that you skipped over that part, and he's not even a Mourinho. If it was a Mourinho and he was known for results, you can't complain about something that you know.
So are you saying this because he's known for his style of football?
Yeah, of course.
That's because Mourinho had a style of football. He had it. You
understood why he was results based, because he kind of did it everywhere he went. He goes, you know what? I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to win trophies. This manager was not that guy. So end of the day, when you look at the manager that you've got and you know what he's capable of doing, and he hasn't been able to do that, then I'm sorry. That's why I said he's a false image. He's a con artist. Ten Hag is a con artist. You know, he's conned everyone into the job.
But he's won trophies the last, 6 years in a row, I think it is. 2018-19, since he's won trophies.
Yes, he has. You know
of
what I
course,
mean?
you
But
could
Mourinho
argue.
won trophies and I still wanted him out.
So you're saying you're being consistent with it.
So I'm being consistent. Mourinho won trophies at Man United, but everyone wanted him out. Why did everyone want him out if he won trophies at United? Why did everyone want him out?
Don't you think his situation was different? Because I think when I think about Jose Mourinho's time, I just think of how toxic the situation was getting. He was publicly falling out with players, like public. But I'm not saying Erik ten Hag hasn't fell out with players, because he has. He's fell out with Ronaldo. He's fell out with Jadon Sancho. But I don't want to be the person that sits here and says, let's compare the situations between Erik ten Hag and the players that he's fell out versus, you know, Mourinho and the players that he fell out with. I think for me, it's funny because back then with Jose Mourinho, I feel like the fans were less patient. I feel like the fans were less patient. Whereas now, I feel like despite Ten Hag maybe falling out with players, fans want to get rid of this notion of this whole players FC.
Why is it a completely different story, by the way? Daniel's in the comment, you know, saying it. Why is it a completely different story? It's the same principle. Apply the same principle and say, right, everyone wanted Jose Mourinho out, but he still delivered trophies in his first years at Man United. He still delivered. So you would have said, you know what, just the process, because he still delivered trophies. But everyone was still saying, you know what, nah, because we're not satisfied by the level of football that's been played at United. So, you know, people still wanted him out. Yeah, he was toxic, don't get me wrong. But again, it come down to style. It come down to sustainability. What did everyone see? So, come on, man. That's why I want him out, the manager. The trophies, I'm never going to discredit him. You know, was he on my show the other day when Nedu came on here? Big up Nedu, by the way. But he said it was down to the players that won the FA Cup. I said no. I said it's down to Ten Hag because of the tactics he did in that game. He nullified Pep Guardiola's tactics, and he implemented a style that made us win that game. I gave full credit to Ten Hag.
I don't think full credit goes to Ten. I think it's equal, because you need the players to implement.
But he implemented the style for the players to thrive on. So I think for me, he deserves that credit. So I'm not going to do that disingenuous thing. But I always say I keep the same energy. So I feel like for me, you know, the manager right now in this stage is not giving everyone something to think about and be like, yo, we're on track. Yeah, trophies are on track here. But sometimes trophies can also tell you a different story as well. You know? Like when we won the trophy under Marie, let's say, I don't know, let's say if we don't win a trophy under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the Europa League, do you feel like things would have changed for the better for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or do you think it would have been the same?
Nah, I don't know. I feel like Solskjaer served a lot of time than what he should have. I feel like Solskjaer was in the.
But the thing is, would it have papered over the cracks had he won the Europa League in the penalties?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So sometimes trophies don't always tell you the real story. Like that Carabao Cup, we won it, but by the end of that season, everyone was like, yo, we got over the line, man. It was a kind of a bit of a, okay, next season we need to improve. The next season came about, then we had a shit season, and then we have the FA Cup to think about it. So everybody, this is a problem with everyone. I don't know why people are flip-flopping, by the way. This is what I don't get about people. How do you watch that whole season, but then you judge your whole perception of a manager on one cup game? How mad is that?
You know what I think it is, and I'm speaking from my perspective of stuff. I think winning that FA Cup, or when was that? Last week. Winning the FA Cup last week can put a lot of the positives into perspective for you, even though there isn't a lot of positives to take away from the season. Even though there might not be a lot, but it puts some of those positives into perspective for you. Now, my reasoning as to right now, I'm at a I don't care anymore. If he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. Because I think it's quite telling. My issue now is with INEOS. I think it's quite telling that a lot of the decisions that they need to make, the difficult decisions, it should have been made. Like this decision, I think it should have been made Sunday. It should have been made on Sunday or on Monday. It should have been made by now. But the fact that they haven't made it kind of reiterates to me that they themselves don't know what.
I know.
From the manager,
but then it also shows you that they're also thinking that, you know, which is again, you know, backs my point. They're not thinking about the FA Cup and saying, right, you should deserve your job. So why is fans' logic then saying we should keep the manager based on one FA Cup? Because if INEOS,
I don't think people are saying is based off of one FA Cup. But I know people who were Ten Hag in regardless of if United won the FA Cup. I know people that said even if we lose to City on last week Saturday, they were like, he still deserves time. I know people that felt like that, because I think a lot of fans, and I'm look at it from different perspectives in it. I feel like a lot of fans are looking at it thinking we have to end it somewhere. You know, you speak to Marcel all the time, so you know Marcel's point of view. I know other people's point of view where they're like, I was speaking to Lee Ban from SDS, and he was saying, big up to Lee Ban. He was saying, you know, this needs to stop somewhere, i.e. this whole changing managers, the cycle of changing managers consistently. It needs to end somewhere, and this should be, you know, the place that it kind of stops at. So I see different arguments to it, and also for people that are Ten Hag out, I see the different arguments to it. But it's interesting that now people are kind of turning on INEOS, because I think INEOS not coming out and making it.
Benny McCarthy's leaving. Breaking news.
Is that could that be the start of? Could that be a domino effect? Could that be?
Benny McCarthy not been given not been offered a new contract.
What? Isn't he part of his coaching staff though?
Yeah, but really and truly, he wasn't really part of it at first, was he? He came in.
Was he brought in late?
Brought in like, you know, after they got thingy. I don't think he's got anything to do with that. Yeah, check it. MUSCB just put something out there.
Let me bring it up here.
I big up Troy Superstar, man. I'm not. Has he been banned? He's been banned. I think he's been banned on my channel. You know.
Has he been banned on your channel? Who banned him?
People have been banned on my channel. You know. I apologize, honestly.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted, guys. We'll get it sorted. But big up to Troy Superstar. But yeah, Mirror Football are announcing that Benny McCarthy is set to leave Man United after not being offered a new contract by the club. Could this be the start of bit by bit?
I don't think so. I don't think so, if I'm being honest.
Let me go quickly through the super chat, so we're going to come back to it. Big up to Donna, is the newest member of the community. Just like Donna, the guys, you lot can join the membership club. It's the pinned comment in the chat. You get your badges, you get your emojis, you get your custom member content as well. Big up to Troy with this super chat saying, first of all, my heart bleeds for Palestine. God bless them. God bless them.
Always.
And free Palestine. Troy goes on to say, Saeed TV is the only fan channel I watch because you are Ten Hag out. Saeed, good news. Ten Hag's gone. Mike Phelan's Sir Alex Ferguson's best friend just said he has not done enough. He is out. Where did Mike Phelan say that? Then again,
what did he say? He said it was on TalkSport. He was talking on TalkSport.
Apparently, he's saying that he's not done enough to stay.
Yeah, because he's salty. That's why.
Yeah,
I'm backing Ten Hag there. I'm backing Ten Hag there.
so you back Ten Hag because Mike Phelan is firing shots at him.
Yeah, because Mike Phelan's chat shit, man. I can't stand that Mike Phelan, man. You know what I mean, man? Yeah, big up Ten Hag. He's only saying that because he feels like Ollie wasn't given the right kind of, you know what I mean, and whatnot. So he's trying to say, yo, I never finished 8th. Why was we sacked? Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I don't think that's genuine. I want people who are genuine. I've seen people like Teddy Sheringham. Big up to him. I don't know if you see this comment. He said, yo, I don't think it's enough to save his job. Yeah, he's won the FA Cup. Like, there's a lot of people who have said, yo, I don't know if it's enough to save his job. You know, so I don't know, you know.
But do you think they're speaking, because you know, if that was Ollie or if that was a former player, they wouldn't be speaking like that. I genuinely think that, and I feel like Erik ten Hag has had a lot of, I don't want to say beef, but he's had a lot of battles to fight with multiple different people in the media. He was firing shots after the FA Cup at BBC when they were interviewing him and former players. He was saying the way that former players talk, but they don't like Erik ten Hag. I think the media do not like Erik.
You know who don't? Yeah, they don't like it because you know why? Big up to well, not big up to him because I don't really see eye to eye. Andy Mitten, he said that if he's gonna stay here next year, he needs to improve his charisma. He lacks a bit of charisma. So when he's talking to, he got no personality basically, and the INEOS or the what do you call it, the presses, they're getting quite bored of him. I would be bored if my man doesn't. He's blunt with his answers and whatnot. Like, bro, man, I get it. I'm not saying that you have to get information out of him, but bro, like, why are you gonna tell journalists you're not coaches, innit? Bro, they're journalists. You know what I mean? Like, why are you gonna be like bare evasive? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like, I get it, but at the same time,
Andy Mitten.
And also Alan Shearer. Why is everyone moaning about Alan Shearer as well, man? Everyone crying about
that was Alan dead question. No, them questions he was answering.
No, they weren't.
The FA Cup was dead. You know what? I don't want to know. He said to him, he was talking to him about finishing 8th and all of that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna lie. In the heat of that moment, FA Cup, all of that kind of stuff. I want to know, why have you chosen to change your tactics in that game in comparison to previous games against City? That's the kind of questions I want to know. But you're sitting there talking to him about finishing 8th. You've just won a trophy. Ask relevant questions.
That's where I agree with you, Mino. Don't ask questions about his future. Well, you can ask questions about future, but don't be bombarding with questioning, in terms of just won the FA Cup, so it'd be the wrong time to do so. But I don't think the question was out of order. The question was facts. He was saying, yo, do you understand why we're talking about you like this? Because, bro, you've been playing badly. You know what I mean? Like,
I just think there's a time and place for it. I just think there's a time and place. I get it.
That's why they're journalists. That's what they're paid to do.
Them men are not. They're pundits. Pundits and journalists are not the same thing. Shearer and them guys, they're pundits. Those kind of questions should be for the press room. They should be from the journalists, the people that are writing about the game, the people that are getting paid to write about. The people that are getting paid to write about his post-match comments. These lot punditry should be analyzing the game that's in front of you. Obviously, they will talk about previous games. I just feel like there's a time and place for it. The guy just won an FA Cup, off the back of a crap.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Ask him about. I want to know I wanted to know. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to know, why did he wait this long to change his tactics? That's what I wanted to know.
Survival mode. People don't realize this. When you're in a job, or you have to go into survival mode. And ultimately, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's one thing as well. Yeah,
Shearer is just salty. That guy's just
of course. Guy. I get it, but I also think for me, like, people always crying when Ten Hag gets questioned in the press conference. Like, this is what it is. This is tough. You know what I mean? Like, bro, go to La Liga, go to Serie A. Them man are asking brutal questions. So listen, I think for me, that question was valid, but wrong timing. That's all it is. Wrong timing, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was a valid question. I think Shearer and them should stick to punditry type questions, analysis, all of that kind of stuff. But I do think with Erik Ten Hag, when it comes to the media side, I don't think he could do any right in the media's eyes. I don't think he can what's it called? Do any right. The media will always have some sort of issue with Erik Ten Hag, and for me that's a given. Obviously, Hansi Flick joined Barcelona. That's your preference. If Ten Hag stays, are you gonna go watch Barcelona?
I'll be watching next season. La Liga watch-alongs for Hansi Flick. That's my guy, man. We should have got him.
I don't think he would have ever come. Troy Superstar says no way Mike Phelan would say that, because he goes to United and then he goes on to say, Saeed, I called you toxic. I never blame players. It's the manager. He's saying you're toxic. I called you toxic.
He called me toxic. Yeah. Okay.
I never blame players. It's the manager. Troy Superstar has always been on the wavelength that it's all on the manager. It's not on the players. Do you kind of agree with that?
I think it's always 50-50. Don't get me wrong, but ultimately you got to remember this manager has not been able to kind of imprint his kind of style of football on this team. He's not been able to do that, and all in all, I mean, you've been banned too. Oh, listen, man, I need to get
banned way too. Your mods move crazy in the chat. They ban everyone.
Let me unblock you, man.
Guys, how many of you lot in the chat have been banned?
Every mod and just start again?
Nah, that might be difficult for you. That might be. How many mods do you even have? Someone said
if you're about 30, 40.
Someone said if you are Ten Hag in, you get banned. If you're in the chat, guys, and you've been banned from Saeed's channel, just
I don't ban Ten Hag inners, man. One thing about my channel here, my channel was probably the most kind of like, I would say, like a place where you get all opinions, man. I never ever do just one side. I'm not other fan channels where we have one opinion. I give everyone a voice. So, you know what I mean? I'll bring in one time. Marcel's always there. You got Tyrone. You got so many people who's Ten Hag in. You know what I mean? So I have a debate. Always my channel is popping off. If everyone agreed together, why is my channel always popping off then? So yeah, man, we have different debates. You know what I'm saying? So
Troy Superstar said, by the way, it's just banter, nothing serious. You've banned Beb. Whenever I watch your channel, I'm just like, I see at least 5 people get banned anytime I watch your stream.
Is it? I don't see it. I can't see
at least 5 people. I've banned one person on your channel ever, and that's just for Islamophobia. Comments. I don't like to ban people. Even here, I don't like to ban people only if they're disrespectful. But I've seen people on your channel get banned just for being disrespectful, like, and not disrespectful, but like they don't agree with someone's comments, so they'll maybe say insulting things.
So what's the there's two moderators, isn't it? There's one called
there's one that's like the normal standard mod, and then
what's
there's
the managing mod?
The managing mod has basically all the rights that you have, so I think they can unban people. They got the rights to unban people. Let me double check.
Yeah, managing
mods, they get to manage the block words. They can change the chat mode in your live, so they can change it.
From, no, allow that then.
Allow that. And then standard mods can just
we don't need no
moderate the chat.
We don't need no managing mods. Forget that, man. I manage myself, man. Are you mad?
Staffy said half of them are there to remind me to stick to NBA, stick to NFL. Every time Staffy got a wild take, I always see people telling him to go back to watching.
Yeah, that's, you know the shout out to the Americans, innit? The Yanks, yeah. Them man always get like, yo, stick to NBA, man. This is not your sport, man. This is crazy. That should be a type of stereotype, you know, in football terms. What would you call that, like? You know what I mean? Because that is like
it is borderline. I don't want to say it's xenophobic because it's not really xenophobic.
Yeah, it's not xenophobic.
It's a stereotype of Americans. It's like someone saying to a British person, "Go back to drinking tea and eating."
Yeah, man. It's crazy, you know, when you deep it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but inclusive, man. You know what I mean? Everybody's inclusive, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
Man United, I've linked to. I want to say his name. I don't want to say it wrong. I think his name is Yoro. Yoro?
Yeah.
Do you know much about him? Because I'm not gonna lie, that is one person that I don't know much about.
I think everybody's overhyping him, man. I can't lie.
Do you think so?
I'm saying to you, I think he's had one good season at Lille, and all of a sudden 80 million, man. I'm not sold on him, man. I can't lie. I've watched a bit of him, but I think everybody needs to chill, you know, man. 18 years old to come to Old Trafford, man. We're just gonna kill him, man. We don't need to kill another player's career, man. I think for me, you know what I mean? Let him stay at Lille one more year or whatever, and then go from there, man. But to go and get him, I don't know. I just think for me, it's crazy, man.
People are saying it's the next Varane, baby Varane.
They're saying the next Varane. Yeah, I think he's got Real Madrid for me. I've always said it.
I don't think Real Madrid got a lot of centre backs though.
Not really. Because they're all injury prone. Like
they got Cecil's lookalike. What's his name? I forgot what Cecil's lookalike is.
Militao.
They got Militao.
He got a big injury. So is he gonna be same Militao? They've got Rudiger, and then they've sold Nacho. Nacho's going. He didn't get a contract. So really and truly, they haven't got that many centre backs.
Then they got Tchouaméni who can slot into centre back.
Slot in.
This is a joint superstar says, say £25 super chat when Ten Hag sacked. Thanks for the support.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Joint superstar is so funny. He rattles so many people on other channels. It's hilarious. He's the only person I know that's been Ten Hag out since Ten Hag came. Since Ten Hag came, he's the only one that I know that's been Ten Hag out. I do think that Man United are going for Euro because they don't want to miss it. Because they went for Varane many years ago, and Zidane managed to convince Varane to go to Madrid over Manchester United under Sir Alex Ferguson. So I think I was saying yesterday on stream, Man United's transfer recruitment kind of strategy has to be no longer missing out on any talents. Real Madrid missed out on Neymar once, and they have never missed out on a Brazilian talent since.
Yeah.
United can't afford for that to happen. I
don't think for me it's the summer to be missing out, to be thinking about missing out on a young talent. I don't think we're at that stage yet. You know what I mean? We just need to build with INEOS first year and then go from there. I don't think this is the summer to be like, yo, we missed out on this incredible young talent called Euro. Like, fair enough, it can happen. But at the same time, I'm just like, yo, relax, man. We don't need to. I think for me, Todibo, them man, Branthwaite, them kind of guys, for me, go after. But this one here,
Branthwaite? Why? I don't understand the hype about Branthwaite. I think he's good, but I don't think he's 80 million good.
Yeah. I don't think we'll get him for 80 million. I think we'll be 40 million. 40 million.
There is no way United will... there's no way Everton will somehow sell him for 40 billion.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they're holding out on...
I think it depends on their financial situation.
I mean, apparently they have to sell a major player before January.
They probably sell Onana then.
I think he's a good player. Even with Onana, I don't think they're going to get a big fee for him. They're probably trying to get double what they paid for him. And I was watching Onana before he came to Everton. And I feel like a lot of players last season and the season before that in the summer were making those moves from like the French teams over to England, even the Dutch teams with Ibrahim Sangare coming over from flipping PSV, where he was a phenomenal player, to basically being irrelevant at Nottingham Forest. And I think Amadou Onana's, I think his stocks have gone down since he joined Everton. I'm not gonna lie, he was a better player before he joined Everton. But obviously, you can only look as good as the team around you.
I've never been sold. So one guy, go big up CK, but he's the one that's always been sold on Onana. I've never been sold on Onana.
I was watching Onana, but obviously before he came to Everton, but I always wanted Yusuf Fofana. I've been saying Yusuf Fofana for the last 2 seasons. And now he's available for 25 million. I'm not gonna lie, I would take him and I would buy Amrabat. That's 40 million on midfield sold. What do you think of Amrabat? What do you think about keeping the idea of
me? If we got 2 other midfielders, I think we need 2 midfielders this summer. 2. So if we got 2 midfielders plus that one, then I wouldn't be so bad, but not 1. We're gonna sell Eriksen, innit? We're gonna sell Eriksen. We're gonna be selling.
Who's gonna buy Eriksen?
We're gonna be Casemiro will be leaving. McTominay hopefully will leave as well. Need McTominay to go as well. So
that's a lot of midfielders.
Yeah, so we need 3 midfielders then. 3, 2 or 3.
I think one of the ones that you just named stays.
Okay. I
think McTominay might stay.
I
think Maguire's going to get sold. I think McTominay is going to stay.
Okay.
Because I think this idea also of Carrington players, and I think Maguire's stocks are. I can't lie. I think obviously I'm not saying, by the way,
Maguire's stocks might be up, but
I think Maguire's stocks are higher than McTominay's. I think
we've been here before again. This is where sentiment. Let's stop it, guys. We can't be doing this.
I'm not saying sentiment. I'm not saying I want him to stay, but I'm trying to be reasonable. We're not selling everybody. That's what we need to understand. You know, when they said 10 players will leave in the summer. That's a very inflated number of 10 people. They're talking about the likes of the guy that does balloons, Brandon Williams. They're talking about Donny van der Beek. They're talking about Martial, Varane, people leaving on a free. When I'm talking about people that actually leave for some sort of financial valuation, like 20, 30, 40 million, I don't think that we're going to make a lot of money. I think Sancho might go out on loan again this season. You know that? I actually think he might go out on loan again. Because I don't think United are going to get anything more than 40. I think United are going to hold out for 40 million. And they're not going to be able to get 40 million for Jadon Sancho. And that's not me saying he's not worth 40 million, but it's just, you know, realistically looking at the situation. I think Maguire and McTominay, one of them's getting sold.
Yeah.
One of them's getting sold. It's not, both of them will not get sold. I think Lindelof might get sold. Other than that, Mason Greenwood might leave. That's it.
Mason Greenwood definitely will leave. 100%. He's definitely going. 100% definitely going.
I don't really see. I saw Wan-Bissaka was linked to a move to Serie A, and he was linked to a move to Al
him done as well. I reckon you get about 15-20 million out of him as well.
I'm hearing Al
5-10. You know,
I'm hearing Al Nassr want Wan-Bissaka.
Is he?
Yeah.
He won't go to Saudi. I don't think, for me, his lifestyle and whatnot, I don't think he would want to go there right now in his career. You know what I mean? I think for me, Italy. You know, because if you got to remember. Thing is there as well. Loftus-Cheek, couple of English brothers are there, so he can link up with a couple of Mandem over there. Feel me? So
people saying he might be going into Milan, which I kind of hear that. I would just like to see. This is random, but I would like to see him play international football. Like I don't know how he's never got a call up for England, even when they're dying for fullbacks. But the fact that he hasn't even considered playing for Congo either is. He might go down as one of the few players that ends up never playing international senior football for a national team. Wambi to Inter, Dumfries to United. Absolutely not. I would never take Dumfries. No disrespect to Dumfries, but I wouldn't take Dumfries, and I wouldn't take what's his name? Frimpong. I wouldn't really.
No. We don't need Frimpong. We don't need Frimpong. I don't think we need Frimpong right now. He's a winger.
Yeah, he's a winger, and United.
He's a winger.
Quickly on the topic of winger, before we wrap it up, what's your thoughts on Elise and United maybe getting Elise?
Yeah, I think you know what we need to be quick, Mina. You know, we need to be quick. I think for me, we need to go and get him ASAP because you got to remember, Chelsea are after him, and I think Chelsea. Do you see what Fabrizio Romano said? He said that they're serious this summer. They're serious.
Chelsea they're serious the last 2
they're going to be busy apparently. They're going to be busy.
How can they possibly go and buy Elise when they've got about 50,000?
No, but they're going to sell a couple of players. I reckon they're probably going to sell by the weekend, that man. Sterling as well. Sterling's gonna go Saudi Arabia.
Nah, Sterling can still play in Europe.
Yeah.
I think he can still. I think Sterling can. I don't know. Chelsea's recruitment structure to me is just, it doesn't make sense. And I hope that United don't kind of end up going down that path either. That's kind of what scares me. The only thing with Elise is, I think if Elise comes, what does that mean for Ahmad? What does that mean for Garnacho? Do you think? Do you think he benches Garnacho and Ahmad?
Thing is, though, I don't think he'll bench Garnacho, but he'll bench Ahmad easily.
So he can't come to be on the bench. He can't come to be a rotation player. At least he's a starter.
He's starting though.
He's starting. Exactly.
Whether that means it comes from other players, I don't know. But they've got to do something.
We need Minna doing a stream playing GTA. I might have to join you on a GTA stream one day. I have it downloaded. I've just never played it.
I need to do it tomorrow. I need to play tomorrow or something.
I just don't play it. Troy Superstar says, if Spurs and Palace can get a coach who kicks them on, we get 4 or 5 players and a good coach, we can win the PL, not top 4. Sancho and Greenwood must stay. Ten Hag out. Yeah, I think those two brothers are gone. I think Sancho and Greenwood will definitely be.
Sancho needs to just stay where he is. I've said it before, like, let him stay where he is,
How much do you think they could get for him? Because I know Dortmund ain't a club that pay big money for players. Yeah. We're the dumb club that pay big fees. So what do you think United are going to get for him? I think he will stay on loan another season.
Sancho, 30 million, 40 million.
I think they can get 30 for him, but that's a bargain. I think that's
a bargain, but that's because United have messed around, and obviously he's not been in the greatest of form. So I think for me, that's what you get out of him. But again, it's not the worst case. Again, INEOS is a profit for them, innit? Profit. Because they didn't buy anyone, innit? So they get full profit.
It don't work like that, bro.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? See us like that, innit?
No, but by that.
You know what I mean? Full profit.
It don't work like that.
Well, listen, we'll see.
It don't work
like their mindset is full profit. You know what I'm saying?
It's not full profit, and they won't look at it.
We don't care about their losses. We don't care. I don't care about any losses.
Bro. It doesn't matter if you don't
get your money out. Get your money out. Get the paycheck out, man. They said, yo, they got money. Go get it out, man. I'm done. I'm not an accountant anymore. Get your money out, man. Are you crazy?
How are you saying that? I'm laughing at the fact that you're saying it's 100% profit for them.
Listen, profit for them.
It don't work.
Yeah, man. Get that clean slate. Get your money out. You did the most, bro. I'm serious, man. I'm not hearing this news about they ain't got no money. Don't go and get your money out, man.
The only question I have when we talk about money is they pledged 350 million when they were buying the club for investment. Yeah. I don't know if you remember, but when they were buying the club, it was 1 billion for them to buy the club, and then they said 350 million they're going to invest in the club. Where's that 350 million gone? Some of it was to wipe debt. I think it was like 170 million was to wipe some of the interest on the debt, and the rest is apparently to rebuild the stadium or this new Carrington that they want to build.
Yeah.
Where's the transfer funds gonna come from? If it's gonna come from anywhere, or is it just solely gonna come from player sales? Like I genuinely don't know. Troy Superstar says only low expectation fans want Ten Hag to stay. Top 4 low. V says 50-60 million is fair for Sancho and Mason Greenwood, nothing less. Yeah, I think United could get that. I think both players will go out on loan again next season.
Yeah,
I can't lie. Yeah, I think both players will go out on loan season. Quickly before we wrap it up, Champions League this weekend. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think I
think Real Madrid will win, but I hope Dortmund do it, man. I really do. I hope
you want Dortmund to win.
Yeah, Dortmund to win. Yeah. For Sancho,
I want Sancho to win. But I want Bellingham to win at the same time.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening though. I think Real Madrid were too strong. They'll be so strong. It'll be crazy. Like nothing ain't stopping Real Madrid. But then again, if they get the early goal, if there's one team that can defend, it's Dortmund this season in the Champions League. They've defended well. So, boy, I can't lie. It's going to be a fascinating game. I can't wait for it though. I can't wait for the game and the spectacle.
It's going to be a cagey game. I was reading an article that like the last six Champions League have been 1-0.
Yeah, I know 1-0. I know.
I hope it's a good one, but I don't know because Toni Kroos could go out on a high. If Bellingham wins it, I think argument for Ballon d'Or. Vinicius
Toni
wins
Kroos,
it.
if he wins that, then wins the Euros, he could win the Ballon d'Or. Toni Kroos.
Yeah, because that's all he's got left to win. I think he's won everything.
Yeah.
Euros is all that he has left to win. Let me know in the chat, guys. A lot of you lot saying Dortmund. Everyone's saying Dortmund. I don't know. For football heritage, I wouldn't mind Real Madrid winning it, but only because I care about I want Bellingham to win it. But then again, I want Jadon Sancho to win it. So it'll be a good game. But big up to everyone. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Are you going to be live later?
Yeah, we're live in it. Me, you, and Kaz, hopefully.
Sounds good. What time is that? 7?
7, yeah, 7.
7 o'clock, guys. Make sure you lot come over to Saeed's channel. We will be live talking about Manchester United as always. Yeah. Hopefully there's some news. Last week there was some news when we were live. So hopefully
there was actually. There was. Kieran McKenna, I think it was something like that.
The Kieran McKenna news. So hopefully there's some news as well. Be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow as always. And you lot know where to find Saeed. Link is in the chat, in the bio below. Sorry. I will be back on Saeed's channel in about an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, an hour and 15 minutes, man. Big up Saeed as always. Marcel's still hiding, but I'm trying to get him on the channel, guys. In due time, we'll get him on here. Big up to Saeed and big up to everyone in the chat. Oh, what? Hussam is live right now. Let me see if I can redirect to him. You lot can go and troll him. Oh, I can't see him live. Is he live? Oh, he is live. There you go. Go and troll Hussam, guys. Go and troll Hussam and be like slot. Just type slot in his chat. Big up to everyone. We're out. Peace.